In this video lecture, let us understand what is meant by Hissler chart and semi-infinite solids. Let us understand what is meant by transient temperature chart, which is also called as a Hissler chart, and its a physical significance. In many situations, the temperature gradient within the solid is no longer negligible. If you remember, in the when we spoken about the lumped system analysis, we have considered a copper ball, and everywhere the temperature was 80 degrees centigrade, so there was no temperature gradient within the body, and we told that is applicable over here. If I consider an egg, right, and the temperature at the uh, surface, if it is a say 110 degrees centigrade, at the yolk it is around 60 degrees centigrade, and in between it is 90 degrees centigrade, 90 degrees centigrade. Then in this first example, LSA is applicable, but the second system, LSA was, we told that LSA is not applicable in the where there is a temperature gradient. So in those cases where the temperature gradient exists, we we cannot use a LSA. So hence lumped system analysis, or LSA, or which is also called as a lumped parameter analysis, is no longer applicable. Then the analysis of conduction problem involves the determination of temperature distribution within the solid as a function of both time and position. So time and position is a space, right? And it is a complicated manner, because when we have spoken about LSA, right? When we have spoken about a LSA, right? We have the temperature. We have talking about the function of a time only, right? Function of the time only. But when I'm talking, if the temperature is a function of position, that is and the time means it is a position of x, y, and z direction, and along with the time, then it will be much more complicated than LSA, because here I may be dealing with the four parameters, right? If it is there is a heat transfer in x, y, and z direction, so it will become more complicated over here. Simple problem such as on dimensional time dependent heat conduction with no internal heat generation can be solved readily by the method of separation of variables. In addition, the temperature distribution for such a situation has been calculated and result presented in the form of chart, right? It is known as a transient temperature chart. So if the temperature distribution on particular axis and the calculated results of any one other parameter, then such chart is called as a Hissler chart or a transient temperature chart. In such a condition, the temperature distribution, right, the temperature distribution T by, here it is actually T naught by T infinity, that is surrounding temperature, divided by Ti is the initial temperature, T infinity. So if you are taking the T um, T naught is the temperature at the center temperature, center line temperature or center temperature, and T infinity is the surrounding surrounding temperature, and Ti is the initial temperature. Then it is a function of HL by K, alpha T by L, and X by L. It is a function of three parameters. Thus, the temperature is a function of first one, HL by K is a Fourier number, alpha T by L square. It should be actually, here it should be L square. It is a Fourier number, and dimensional number, that is X by L. As a Biot number is a greater, right? As a Biot, in these cases, the Biot number is a greater than 0.1, right? Then we can, it is possible, right? It is not possible to go with our LSA or lumped system analysis, mm, and those cases, and expressing the problem in the form of number of parameters affecting the temperature distribution is significantly reduced. Therefore, it becomes feasible to solve such a problem once and all, and present in the result on the form of chart for a ready reference. The significance of this chart is these chart provide temperature history of the solid at the midpoint. If I consider, right, a solid, if I consider a solid plane wall, right, and having the thickness 2L, and T infinity is the outside. This is the, right, center line. So I can split as a L and a L, right, at the middle point. And if it is a case of radial one, right, if it is a case of a radial one, here I can consider this is a center line, and R naught is the radius, right? R naught is the radius, and if it is a sphere, right, here I consider R naught is the radius and T infinity is the external temperature in all the three cases. The first here T naught is considered as a center line temperature in two cases. In the first two cases, center line temperature, and T naught is considered as the center temperature, is considered as a center temperature in case of a sphere. So we are here dealing. So this chart provides the temperature history of a solid at the midplane, that is at the center line, when x is equal to 0, and at the other location, and worked out by multiplying midplane history with a correction factor, right? The value of Biot and Fourier are used in the chart and evaluated on the basis of a characteristic parameter, which is the semi-thickness in case of plate and surface radius in case of a cylinder and a sphere. When the conduction and convection resistance are of almost equal importance, the Hissler chart is extensively used. So, in mean to say, here when we are spoken about the LSC system, we have told the K value is greater, and if this is the temperature and this is this temperature, and there is a drop of temperature very marginal, the temperature gradient is very negligible. But when I am consider a uh, wooden flank with the low thermal conductivity, then the temperature distribution, the temperature difference at the two surface of the wall are different. So here, in the first case, the conductance resistance was not considered, only convection resistance was considered. But uh, in the second case, right, in the second case, the both the conduction and the convection resistance are considered. The assumptions that are done in the Hissler chart are: first one is a constant initial temperature and thermal properties over the body. Second one is a constant boundary fluid. The boundary fluid which is having a temperature T infinity or a T surrounding is a uniform. throughout. And the simple geometry, we are considering simple geometry of a slab, cylinder, or a sphere. Three shapes are generally adopted. The limitations is it is far away from the edges and no heat generation is considered. So the heat generation within the system is neglected in this case, and also the relatively long period means the Fourier number should be greater than zero point 0.2. So this gives, so generally it is considered Biot number zero point 0.1 to 100. So it is a greater than zero point 0.1 and less than 100, and the Fourier number is greater than zero point 0.2. These are the limitations that this system will be having. So let us see in the next slide how the chart representations are done for a easier reference. Three charts are provided for each shape. The first chart, which is used for the center line temperature. Center line temperature, right? Center line temperature. So, what is that center line temperature? The center line temperature we have got on the x-axis the Fourier number. Fourier number is represented by thermal diffusivity into time in seconds divided by characteristic or significant length square. And on this is on the x-axis, and the y-axis we have got a center temperature, that is temperature distribution minus T infinity divided by T initial temperature minus T infinity. And on the curve we have got a right Biot number, that is a HL by K. In some handbooks, you can find the inverse of Biot number. That is also correct. So it is a different way of presentation. So here we can have, if we know the Fourier number, if we know the Fourier number and Biot number, then we can use the chart in this way. I can view and find out touch this one, and I can go and find out what is the temperature distribution. So in the temperature distribution also two parameters, either T infinity and Ti is known, I can find out T naught. If T naught, I get central temperature and T infinity is known, I can find out what is the initial temperature. Or else, sometime all the temperatures are known and Biot number is known, then I can also use the chart to find out the time, right? That is to find out the Fourier number initially, then I can use this one. So this chart holds good for all the three shapes, right? So the first, there are three charts as I mentioned earlier. The first chart is representing for the center line temperature, right? And for the second chart, we are using, it is for the any position. So any position we are using. So any position means if I got a slab other than the center line temperature, say at a particular depth or on the on the surface of a plate, right, or in the cylinder at a particular depth of a cylinder, if this is a radius, a particular depth, or on the surface of the radius, similar in the case of a sphere. In those cases, we are using the chart, and in those chart, we have got in the x-axis, we have got the Biot number, that is a HLC by K, and x by L, right? X by L, different values, x by L on the curve, and temperature distribution, that is a T at a given position minus T infinity divided by T naught by T infinity on the y axis. So same way what we are doing, if x by L, if it is on the surface, we are taking 1, or a particular depth is given in a problem, then we can find out x, right? And we are using LCM as a particular depth, and we can find out this is LCM first, so we can find out what is the we can quantify this one x by L and Biot number. So we can use the graph and we can find out the unknown parameter on the temperature distribution. So this holds good once again for the slab, the second chart, for the slab as well as the cylindrical vane and even for the sphere. The third chart is for a heat flow. So to find out the heat flow, we are using that is for the third chart, and the third chart is a, as I told, it is a heat flow. It is used for the heat flow, and in the heat flow, hmm, we are given on the x-axis Biot square into Fourier number, and the Biot number on the curve, and q by q naught is on the y-axis. On the y-axis. So we can use this parameter to find out this one, and we can find out either here q by q not one parameter. Say q is known, then q naught can be calculated. So in this way, uh, the charts are used to find out different unknown parameters. Transient heat conduction in a semi-infinite solid. What is meant by semi-infinite solid? Let us see. An infinite body extends itself in all directions of space. If such a infinite solid is divided into middle by a plane, then half of is referred as a semi-infinite solid. Let us understand by taking one plane as our example. So let me take a plane ball, right? So plane ball, and it is having the all the three directions, that is a x, y, and z direction. Let it extend this body in x direction to the level of infinity. Similarly, let it extend it in a y direction to the infinity, and also in the z direction to infinity. So three dimensions we have shown. So it is the all. It is the idealized body where we call it as a semi-infinite solid, because it extends to infinity all the direction except the single plane. So other than the single plane, it extends to infinity in all the other directions. So a semi-infinite solid is a body that is a single boundary surface. It has got a single boundary surface and extends in all other it extends in all other directions, right? It extends in all the other direction whatever referred. So whether such a body exists and why you have taken such example, let us see. So but no such object exists in the real world which is infinitely long. Then what does it mean? This body is used to estimate the temperature distribution in the part of the body in which we are interested in the region close to that one. Let us take the same example with the one dimensional, right? It has got one direction and infinitely long. But say it is a Earth surface itself, right? And if we apply heat from one direction, the heat can be observed up to certain particular region, right? The heat will be conducted only up to a certain distance. After that, a certain interval of time, if the body is large in dimension, beyond a certain distance, there is no significant uh, of conduction with a time duration. Then such a body is referred as a semi-infinite bodies. So for a semi-infinite body, at any instant of time t, the effect of heating or cooling may not be recognized at one of its boundary. this point of temperature remains constant. Let us see what are the some examples. For example, the Earth. See, in Earth, at a particular location, it is covered in the snow, packed at a say minus 20 degrees centigrade for a continuous period of 3 months, right? And if I have the average soil property for that location, that is, if I have the thermal conductivity of and thermal diffusivity, and of course, the ambient condition or the atmospheric condition temperature will be known, then I can see the minimum depth for placing a water pipeline for the surface to avoid freezing. And one more example we can take is a concrete highway, right, which reaches very high temperature, Rajasthan or desert region, and a hot summer day, a stream of water is I want to inject through the cooler taken highway so that the surface temperature is suddenly lowered to ambient conditions, say 30 degrees centigrade. So I should determine what is the time that is required to cool the concrete to reach that depth, right? So here also we can take the help of such a example of a semi-infinite solid. So the consideration of a semi-infinite solid initially at a uniform temperature Ti and T when the time is greater than the surface of a solid is subjected to some boundary condition. So here the governing equation that we what the governing equation what we generally take is d square t by dx square is equal to 1 by alpha dt by d tau or with respect to time. So, and the temperature distribution for such a heat flow at any position x in a solid, we can give as if I have a uh, solid slab, right, with the um, at a time here x and 0 is equal to ti initial condition and t 0 and tau, right, for a ta where ti is greater than 0, then the temperature distribution and if the initial for the initial condition t infinity by and tau is equal to ti for tau is equal to 0, then the temperature distribution can be given as T x, this is the time, minus T ambient condition divided by T I minus T A is equal to error function of time. And this is given as a ERF of x by 2 into square root of alpha into t, where x is a depth, right? Is the x is a depth in a meter, alpha is a thermal diffusivity, it is in meter square per second, and t is a time in seconds. And this ERF by x divided by 2 root alpha, this is also called as a Gaussian error function. And if we this to remove the error function, when we are referring the data handbook, the correction factors are given, and using that correction factor, one can find out the value which has to be replaced there. So, such an examples are used for a thick slab also, right? If it is a thick slab, or which other side is not known. So, there also we take the application of this one.